Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to a brand new interview video. In this video we'll be talking a little bit about things we do behind the scenes, as well as some fun facts about our idols and staff members. We hope you'll enjoy it, so let's start!
Did you think that NetDream would become this big with amazing songs and merch? So from the beginning, with how much effort I saw being put into the initial promotional material, I could tell that the project had a lot of care and organization put into it. And when projects are run by people really passionate about what they're creating, it just seeps into every aspect, and I could see that from the start, which is why I am not surprised that we've been able to come this far. And I just really love everyone on the staff of NetDream. They're all very sweet and work super hard, and it definitely shows.
Listen, I can't say that I can predict the future, but in terms of music, I was hoping we'd be able to create amazing songs together. It's great to see that wish become reality. I'm not sure I could have predicted us being able to offer merch and having so much love and support though, so thank you for being able to make that happen. And shout out to the staff for their hard work.
I always knew in the back of my mind that NetDream's efforts would pay off in the end, but to see my manifestations coming true as we speak is unbelievable. Spotify's algorithm blessed us in March and we were able to hit over 2,000 listeners. Our videos on YouTube are also increasing in viewership day by day, and our merch sales has been pretty good so far. This absolutely blows my mind. Thank you all for the love and support.
Honestly, I wasn't too sure what to expect. Of course, I was hoping it would be an awesome project, but it's my first time doing anything like this, so I didn't really know what it would be like. I can say though that I'm blown away by the quality of everything the team's done. I didn't expect it to all be so professional.
I always hope, but I didn't really expect it to become so big. Like, when I auditioned for it, I saw how, serious and professional the group was, with the websites and stuff. So that's why I'd hoped for it. But, from my past experience in other groups, I'd known that it's pretty difficult for an indie group to get big. So that's why I didn't really expect for NetDream to get big. But I was really pleasantly surprised when we garnered so much attention, even before our debut, during the introductions and stuff like that. So that was really amazing.
NetDream right away struck me as a pretty professional and put together project. That first staff announcement video that came out and the teaser announcing that auditions were opening for the first time both made a really great impression by having really great animation and background music, and the graphics were solid and attractive and gave the vibe that the staff behind it already really cared about the project. So I've always felt confident that NetDream would make awesome songs and maybe make it big someday just because it had established that solid foundation right away.
Not at all. Like said in my previous interview last year, I never thought we would grow so big in such a short time. The support we have gotten so far has been so amazing, and I'm truly incredibly proud of both the idols and the staff members. I do think that we were able to keep up this hype for our group with both the music, merch and other content is because all of the members of the project are extremely passionate and hardworking to make this project truly amazing.
Well, I know the entire staff and especially Rippu has put a lot of effort into it, and if I see how much time and also money Rippu has put into this project, I knew it would definitely go far and become big.
How did you feel when recording Wish on a Dream? I thought recording Wish on a Dream was super fun. It's such a cute song. I was looking forward to seeing how it would sound with everyone singing together, and I really loved the end result. Everyone worked super hard, and yeah.
I felt like I hope I did it justice. It was really nerve-wracking because Wish on a Dream is our first song, and I wanted to make sure my voice sounded as good as the other members.
So for me, this was actually kind of funny because I recorded it twice. After we received the instrumental and the demo from the producer, they mentioned that they changed the lyrics to make it fit and stuff. So I went over the lyrics again to make sure that it fit and that it was singable, because there were a few parts that were a little fast with syllable cramming and stuff. So I ended up making a new demo for everyone else to use. Then there was the real recording time. This one was honestly kind of surreal because I'd done other original songs before, but this one felt more real and like serious than others for some reason.
It was a lot of fun to record after seeing how much effort was put into perfecting the track. The experience of seeing Wish on a Dream from conception to completion was really special for me. A difficult part was Kanna's voice intermission because I am not a native Japanese speaker, so it definitely took a lot of practice. But luckily, Nagisa was tons of help and gave me a lot of support for that portion of the song, so yay! Thank you, Nagisa!
I felt a bit overwhelmed because it was my first time singing in Japanese for an original song, but all of my negative emotions went away quickly when I had a bunch of help from staff, especially Nagisa. I still struggle with reading and singing in Japanese, but I know with more time and practice, I'll get better. How does it feel to have an opportunity like this? This is very blunt, but I don't know how to feel. It feels good though.
It still feels surreal that I have the opportunity to work with the NetDream team. It's very much living the mantra of surround yourself with people more experienced than you in the skills that you want to learn. So not only do I feel inspired by seeing all the hard work the team puts in, but it's really motivating for me to be creative as well and to always sing my heart out.
Honestly, incredible. I still have imposter syndrome about this. Looking at the other members, I'm constantly impressed by their skills and experience, and I think, how did I end up being part of a group with these elite idols? But I know I must have been chosen for a reason, so I'm gonna always do my best and pour my heart into NetDream.
It's amazing. I feel super honored to be working alongside so many other talented and hardworking people.
I feel really grateful to have the opportunity to voice Kanna. She is very relatable to me and I've been enjoying being her VA very greatly. I can relate to her insecurities as well as her excitement regarding idols, and I'm really happy to be in a project like this where everyone is working together towards the same goal. It's really fulfilling to post our content and see how fans react, and I'm excited to see where we'll go next.
Honestly, amazing. Like, I wish my vocabulary was large enough to like express just how honored I am to be a part of NetDream, because all the words in my usual speech is just, you know, not adequate. Like, I could ramble on and on and on forever about how amazing this opportunity is. And unfortunately, amazing is the only word I have in my vocabulary, I guess. I just cannot like speak highly enough of NetDream and the opportunity that Rippu and the team has given me. How much experience did you have before making NetDream content? I guess I'd say I have like an intermediate amount of experience. So I've been doing piano and like instrumental music since 2nd grade, including trumpet starting in 5th grade all the way up to high school. Also during a summer in high school, I attended a summer camp thing where I did musical theater and performed a solo at the end of the camp showcase thing. I also dabbled in online content creation since about 2012 with singing and voice acting, but only like really became serious about it in 2017-ish after starting college. My first YouTube channel from 2012 is hidden by time. Like, it's still searchable and stuff, but I don't really mention it anywhere or connect it from my current stuff. But my current channel was started in about 2018-ish, and I've been focusing on like mostly singing since then. I've also had a chance to perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City in 2019 with my university choir. So while I do mostly do stuff like behind the computer, I do also have some live performance and like real life experience as well. I also have a bachelor's, like a minor in audio technology, audio engineering. There we go. So yeah, I do have a bit. I wouldn't quite call myself like a professional or like super experienced, because in the end, all the stuff I've been doing has been at like a hobby level.
So I am a big, longtime fan of Net Idol content. I have voiced Akka with Connection Idols, a retired original idol group, Kiwa with Shangri-La, as well as a few other online chorus projects. I just love interacting with creative minds and coming together to create something for others to enjoy.
I've been a V-singer since 2017 and I started voice acting in 2021. In terms of live performances, I was in a musical in 2014, choir in high school, an a cappella team in college, and I also did solo performances as Aster since 2019.
I have quite a few years of idol activities and being in other idol groups under my belt at this point, but I've never really done any voice acting. I'm doing my best to learn though, so we'll see how that goes.
Leading up to getting cast as Coco, I had a few years of experience performing as an overseas idol, so totally inspired by real-life J-pop idols, and so far mostly just covering some of my favorite J-pop songs. And along the way, I learned a little bit of music production, so that was fun. I actually had very little experience voice acting, only for acting a little bit of musical theater in high school, or maybe a lot of musical theater, so I'm grateful for the opportunity to grow as a voice actor here and with Coco.
I had been making covers of songs for a little while. Before I joined, I always knew I'd love to be part of an idol project of some kind, but I wasn't sure if I could do it. But I started making covers and gaining the confidence to post them publicly shortly before joining that dream.
Frankly, not a lot of social media experience, especially being public. For a very long time, I was worried about how my art would be received by others, but being able to step out of my shell, and especially after getting accepted as an artist for NetDream, I really started opening up and being able to post things on social media. Thank you so much to NetDream for the opportunity.
A bunch. I've been making music for something like 6 years, maybe 7 now that it's 2024. That being said, I mostly do electronic music, so suddenly trying out J-pop and rock music has been, let's say it has been a journey. But so far, I definitely like it, and I sure hope you like it too.
I personally have been posting art on Twitter for like 5 years or so, and streaming on and off for about 3. So, I got my start on Twitter as an artist with the Overwatch League and drawing fan art for teams and players there, and later on, working with teams. So yeah, I usually say that I have about like 5 years of professional art experience, but if we're talking overall, I've been drawing since I can remember, so 18 years. With professional art, 5 years, total 18.
I've been writing original lyrics since 2019 and trans lyrics a little bit earlier than that. But I don't actually think I'm that experienced. I think there's a lot of growth to be made, and I'm really happy that NetDream gave me the opportunity to work with so many cool people and grow with them.
NetDream was my first ever experience of idol groups. However, I had been previously a contributor in a few zines, which I believed helped me a lot. And I've been drawing digitally for 6 years now, if that counts as previous experience.
So I've been drawing for like a really long time. Most basic answer anyone who makes art can give. I'm sorry, but I've been drawing for a long time, and then more than, I would say 5 years, but it's probably more. I switched over to digital drawing, so before that I mostly drew on paper, but then I switched over to digital art once I got an iPad after struggling on my phone with ibis paint with a finger. Dark times. But I didn't have any experience with working on a project with so many people before, so I'm really glad I got in, even though I didn't have really stuff to show for it, besides the drawings I just did on my own time. So yeah, I'm really excited and happy still that I got in the NetDream staff group.
In terms of making idol art or art in that general pastel bubbly aesthetic, I don't really have much experience with that. Most of my art before NetDream was very focused on D&D, fantasy sci-fi, and a lot of darker themes. So NetDream is really new to me. And
in terms of long-term projects that are this big, in my opinion, I've never had that experience. Most of what I do outside of NetDream is usually commissions, as well as private projects that I work on with some close friends.
I joined NetDream as an animator, and I've been doing animation for maybe around 6 to 7 years. Before joining NetDream, I was part of a original idols group called Connections that disbanded last year, and I was their main animator for their music videos. So I would say I had a good experience before joining NetDream, and I'm very excited to continue making idol-related content.
Honestly, not that much. I've only been editing music videos for a year or two, but I learn at least 3 new things with every video I make.
NetDream is the very first official project I've ever been accepted into, so currently I don't have much quote-unquote professional experience, but I'm working hard to explore my horizons with even more types of work. If it counts, I've been doing commissions for around 2-ish years now.
Do the idols write their own songs, or are they just assigned? Our songs are written with our lyricists and composers, but the idols have a bunch of input within the process to make it fit for them. I personally, as a manager, have the leadership over all songs though, to keep everyone up to date and on track for the progression of the song. The only song that has been assigned to all the idols that they had almost no input in was Wish on a Dream, since this song was produced before the idol auditions ended.
Well, we have people on our staff team that are specialized in writing songs, but I do think the idols kind of help to make their vision into their song and give it their own little twist. Are the songs written by Japanese speakers? From what I've seen, the song is usually made in a different language first, and then we have translators who can make it into a Japanese version that flows well and sounds good.
We have 2 translators on our team that help with our Japanese translations for the songs and the music, which are Nagisa and Ali.
The short answer is yes in my case, and the long answer is that, though Japanese technically isn't my native language, I've been speaking it since I was 2.5 years old, and I've kept up and tried to get better at it ever since, and I use it on a not a daily basis, but like in my daily life, so yeah, I guess I am a Japanese speaker.
How long does a song project take to be completed? We usually start planning out a song project around 3 to 5 months before the planned release, but we do have an entire music lineup for the year of 2024 planned out already, so yeah, I hope you're excited.
Can you explain a little about the process of making a song? I stare at the Google documents very, very hard and hope something comes to me. But apart from that, I use Google search and online dictionaries a lot to look up synonyms and words that thematically have to do with each other, and also just to inspire myself with all the stuff that's out there. Yeah, I try to build a song around a tangible motif, something that's tactile and visceral, so that it seems more vibrant. And I also use the dictionary because my languages sometimes get tied up in my brain and I need to find the actual word in the actual language.
How did you decide on the theme for Coco's album, and what does it mean for her? Coco's album is all about her just entering the professional idol scene in Japan. This is Coco's first album, not only as an official release, but also like lore-wise, canon, whatever. This is why you might hear Coco sing about her accepting the role as the falling star, and Forever Race explaining that being in the competitive scene of being an idol in Japan almost is like a race to the top. So to sum it up, it's all about Coco discovering how it's like being an idol.
The Coco debut album concepts were mostly cooked up by the staff before I was brought onto the team, so I didn't bring a ton to the table in terms of initial brainstorming. But what was really cool is that throughout the production and even the art direction, they always asked for my creative input on things, and they even let me compose Forever Race. So it felt really nice to have my opinion valued so highly along the way. I will say though, one of my favorite parts about Falling Star and Forever Race is the contrast between the 2 tracks. Coco is somewhat of a mystery of a character, especially involving her sudden graduation as an idol in the lore, but woven carefully into these lyrics, you do get a sense of who Coco is and what she cares about. So if you haven't already checked out the lyric translations on the captions of the music videos, I highly recommend you do that if you want like an insider scoop into Coco's feelings.
What has been the staff's favorite song to work on so far? My favorite song to work on is actually one releasing later this year, but my second favorite song to work on was Coco's Forever Race. Working closely with Foxu on the production process and writing the lyrics has meant a lot to me. Whenever I hear Forever Race, I get kind of emotional, even though it's supposed to come across as a happy and exciting song.
So far, I've only worked on Falling Star from Coco, so I would say that is my favorite song to work on so far.
Technically, in the released works, I've only worked on Falling Star, which I really enjoyed, but there's also a lot in the works that I'm very, very excited to share with everybody.
Given the fact that I only worked on one song so far, this has to be Wishing Star. It was especially interesting because I got to work in a new genre I never really experimented with before. I think the only other time I used an electric guitar in a song is for the demo I sent when applying for stuff.
I have worked on Wish on a Dream and Forever Race. The experience of working on Wish on a Dream has been my favorite so far because everyone on the team was so excited from start to finish for the group's debut, and it became such a joyful time that I don't think I will ever be able to forget. I'm also pretty proud of Forever Race, and I think it has been my most polished work so far.
I may be biased since I did the music video art, but I had such a blast working on the music video for Falling Star. A lot of the joy that came from that music video was trying to figure out how to make Coco look as beautiful and stunning as possible, especially in the second piece of art I did. I was really worried about capturing her beauty and making her look like the beautiful star that she is on stage, but I think I got that across okay. Everyone on staff did such an amazing job working on it, and I'm so blessed to have such talented co-workers.
For me, I think it was Wish on a Dream. Being the first song, it holds a special place in my heart as my #1 favorite song of Natrim.
So for me personally, it's been Falling Star, just because I've done a lot more work personally for Falling Star than I did for Wish on a Dream or Forever Race. I did nothing for Forever Race, I was just like the emotional support in the Discord. And also, if we're going by music taste and like how I like the melody and the singing and the vibe of the song, I just like Falling Star a bit more, just like by a tiny bit.
For me, Wish on a Dream will always be sentimental to me. I think no matter how many new songs we release or no matter how much I like a new song, Falling Star, Wish on a Dream will probably always be that little special sentimental track in my heart, I think.
For me, at the moment, it's definitely been the debut song. I suppose I hold it close to my heart since that was the very first song to be released, and we have like a lot more coming, but don't tell them I told you that.
Well, I generally don't do a lot of work on the songs themselves, but I loved seeing the Forever Race being made, especially with all the different translations that I've heard. It was actually really cool.
Do you think you could do IRL idol shows? I definitely think we could. I think it would be a bit difficult since the members don't live near each other, and so practicing would be difficult. But if NetDream got more popular, I think it would be a fun idea.
I technically have performed as Aster before, but not as Yoko, but I would love to bring Yoko to life one of these days.
Yes, I would love to. Due to my real life day job, I wouldn't be able to do those shows that would like require me to fly or drive out to places unless it's local to me or over the summer. But otherwise, I am super pumped thinking about the opportunity. I think that you guys would find the physical gap between me and Haru hilarious though, because Haru is supposed to be like one of the tallest of the group and I am not.
I think for that, it depends on the location mainly. Although I don't have any professional experience in live performances, I think it would be a really cool opportunity to try something like that. So I am definitely open to it.
I'm going to put on a bit of a character for this answer, so bear with me. Do I think I could do in real life idol shows? I sure can! Easy peasy, baby! I've been training my whole life for this, or at least a good 10 years towards performance, so hopefully I can put on a good show for people at this point. There's always room for improvement, so I'm going to keep getting better, and just you watch, haha!
Performing live is actually my favorite part of being an idol, and I hope I can do IRL performances with NetDream someday.
What program do you all draw on? I use Clip Studio Paint Pro, and I use it on a Microsoft Surface Go laptop and a 3-year-old Huion H610 Pro version 2 drawing tablet.
So for me, I mainly use Procreate to draw, but sometimes, in some instances, I will use Ibis Paint X to draw on, because, like for example, with the artworks I did for Falling Star for the music video that recently released, I was in charge of coloring in and shading the artworks that in like the line arts that AV, like Belle, drew up and uploaded into the drive. Like the issue I encountered with like wanting to use Procreate there is that Procreate doesn't allow like a big file size to be important, and like it doesn't handle great like big files with a great amount of layers. So I had to do those in Ibis Paint, so I used Ibis Paint X for that. But I mainly use Procreate in all other instances, and I also draw on an iPad, if that matters.
I mostly use Clip Studio Paint, but sometimes I use Procreate as well.
I draw on Clip Studio Paint on my laptop with a screenless tablet. The asset store is a lifesaver, like, don't know how to draw something? Probably someone in there knows and was kind enough to share it as an asset.
I draw on Ibis Paint X with my finger, like you've seen the people talk about on Twitter. Yes, I am one of those people, for better or worse.
I use I know that wasn't asked, but I use a Wacom screen tablet, and I draw on Clip Studio Paint Pro.
I use Procreate for drawing thumbnails and Clip Studio Paint for the actual drawing process. I think the type of flow Procreate has is especially good for thumbnails, because it feels more loose and less, like, tight, if that makes sense, compared to Clip Studio Paint. Although, I do definitely think Clip Studio has, like, more benefits compared to Procreate, but that's just my opinion because I've been using it for a while now.
What do you think are the character's most defining traits when drawing them? Personally, when I see a character, I look at the facial expression and kind of what energy their entire character gives off, and I think that says a lot about their personality as a whole, but also the colors that usually mix well into that personality.
So for me, for Kanna, it's her haircut, like the strands of her hair, and her purple eyes. And I would also say, if we're talking about also including the casual outfits, I would say her red glasses she wears outside of idol activities. For Tsumugi, it's her split-colored hair for me, and the little ahoge she has on the top of her head. It's very cute. And often, with like all characters who have like a sort of ahoge on top of their head in their designs, I find myself really wanting to exaggerate that a lot. Like, I love to draw Tsumugi with like her ahoge is shaped in a shape of a heart. It's very cute and fits with her because Tsumugi is also very sweet to the other members of NetDream. For Chiyo, it would be the braids she has, like the twin braids, and the way she has colored, like dyed her hair. So the fade from this blue cyan to purple, a little bit of purple, and then pink color. It's very recognizable for her. For Yoko, it would be this one blue streak of hair she has in like her blonde hair, like dark blonde hair. And also the piercing she has on her lips, although I have to say I often forget those exist and I forget to draw them in, but she has those, yeah. Very defining for Yoko. Then for Haru, it's the cyan and yellow colored streaks in her hair and also her ponytail. And I would also say her freckles. She has very cute freckles on her face. Those fit her very well also, I think. And I like drawing them, so yeah. And lastly, for Coco, I would say for Coco it's the braid on the top of her head. And also like the stickers she has on her face in her idol outfit. So the star and heart face stickers.
I would say their eyes, mostly because I start drawing by the head. So in a group scene, it's easier to differentiate who's who in the beginning. Round ones for Chiyo, squarish for Haru, more slanted but relaxed for Yoko, round but sharp for Tsumugi, kinda novel-shaped eyes for Kanna.
Well, I haven't been able to do too much art of the characters. I think Yoko is probably most standout for me in terms of, like, me thinking about what she needs to look like when I'm drawing her. I feel like she always has to look just a little bit smug and mature, almost cheeky, I suppose you could say. I want the vibe to get across that she's like more mature than the rest of the idols, but she still has a youthful and party girl side to her when I'm drawing her expressions.
For Tsumugi and Chiyo, it's definitely their bright hair colors, I think. It's the one thing that you will recognize immediately. And for Kanna, I always think of her red glasses. When thinking of Haru and Coco, their freckles are always something that stand out to me, and I really love drawing them as well, so. And Yoko's most defining trait for me is probably her mature looks, because it kind of sets her apart from the other 5 idols in my opinion.
Chiyo's little swirl cheeks and, her beauty mark come to mind right away for me. For Yoko, my favorite, it's her piercings and hair. For Haru, I'd say it's the freckles and the little swoopy hair. Kanna, definitely the glasses, but also her straight hair. In contrast, for Tsumugi, it would be the split dye. And her little fangs as well. Coco, I struggle with drawing Coco's hair, especially the little braids at the top. So yeah, that defines her for me.
I would say their hair and their eyes. Drawing these traits are some of my favorite parts of my art process. For example, when I draw Chiyo, I gravitate towards giving her more rounded features with round bright eyes and try to make the shapes of her clothes and overall silhouette reflect that.
In my opinion, hair and eye shape are the most important to me. It's always good to see what I can stylize to make said features more prominent. Tsumugi's split hair, Kanna's sopping wet cat eyes, Yoko's blue hair strand being on the right side. I think whatever the feature is, it's already quite defining for each character. I think Rippu did a really good job with the designs already, so I think they're all pretty unique, yet united in their own way, if that makes sense.
Do you prefer cool or warm color palettes? So I more often use warmer color palettes when I'm drawing, but I would love to be able to draw in those cool desaturated color palettes artworks you see online, but I don't really have a preference, I would say. I like both, but I more often than not use warmer color palettes, but I would also love to be able to draw in more cool palettes, so I really don't have an answer. I like both, I don't care.
To be honest, I enjoy working with both. I guess, I don't know, I like colors. I think I'm a color guy, but if I were to say which one's easier for me to work with, I'd probably say warm colors. I don't know. I think they're nice. They make you warm. They're soft and warm like mashed potato, and that's all that matters to me.
I prefer warm color palettes. I'm learning how to work with cooler ones, but I feel like warmer ones are just my go-to. I've been working with them for so long, and it's just so much easier to draw shadows for warmer color palettes rather than cooler ones. I'm trying to make myself step out of my comfort zone though, and make sure that I'm delivering top-notch art.
I definitely prefer warm color palettes because I feel like it fits my style way better.
I prefer warm colors. I really like looking at browns and reds and oranges, yellows, some warm peachy pinks, and warm greens. I find warm colors to be comforting to look at. Most of things in my daily life are very warm toned. It doesn't really reflect that in my art because I just go with whatever I'm feeling like at the moment.
It depends. On illustrations, I like warm colors on the light and cool ones on the shadows, so a mix of both. But if I could only choose one, I believe it'd be warm.
If you could describe your art style as a type of food, what would it be? Lots of people tell me that my art would probably taste like some sort of candy or fruit punch. I personally would agree, because I feel like my art's definitely been like vibrant and like loud for like years now. But personally, I hope I can delve into like other flavors someday, you know what I mean? But like, I don't mind it, it's good.
I'd say like sorbet, like a lemon sorbet. That's the idea. It's like fluffy and smooth in quotation marks, but it's not super sweet in terms of softness or color. So yeah, lemon sorbet.
I don't know, maybe popsicles?
I honestly don't know if I can answer this fully because I don't know. It's my art style. I feel like I'm a little too critical to really be able to say what kind of food it is. But I have been told a few different times that my art style reminds people of sour gummy worms, so I'm gonna say that as my answer.
Neapolitan ice cream, according to my friend. I render dividing colors in 3 parts, which are lighting, middle tone, and shadows, so the 3 flavors of Neapolitan. And my art is usually on happy subjects, so that's where the sweet comes from.
So I would just like say rice, like just hear me out, rice, just because it's like kind of plain and it goes with a lot of things, and like pair rice with a lot of dishes. And I think that kind of fits because I kind of feel sometimes like my art looks a bit plain compared to other people's art, but I often try out new brushes, so I kind of goes with a lot of brushes, I don't know, so I just say rice because it goes with a lot.
I've been told that my art looks like it would taste like maple syrup, cinnamon, Skittles, cookies. Personally, my current art style, I think, would taste like jelly beans and taffy.
Is anybody from the staff colorblind? And how does that affect your work with NetDream? I am. Not a lot of people know this, but I have protanopia. I can really only see blue and yellow properly, and other tones are like shifts between those hues and greys. It used to hinder me a lot when I first began drawing digitally, but over the years I've come to evolve past it, and I can do just fine now. The NetDream character designs are very easily distinguishable for me in terms of hues and shades, so it's never really gotten in the way of anything for me yet in NetDream.
Personally, I am colorblind. I have protanomaly. It's the less bad version of protanopia, with red and green cones shifted in my eye. But it doesn't really matter because I don't do a lot of the artworks for NetDream, so it hasn't really impacted my work in general.
How did you guys come up with the designs for the solo outfits? I had the absolute honor of being able to do Tsumugi's Undead Nurse outfit and Coco Kurari's Forever Race outfit. I did Coco Kurari's Forever Race outfit almost immediately after joining NetDream, and it was, I think, the first big project I really did. Honestly, the inspiration for it was just me wanting to try out outfit designs that I've never done before. It was really fun to work with an aesthetic and colors that I hadn't before. And I'm really glad that Rippu and the team enjoyed the outfit as much as they did, because I didn't think the outfit would ever come to fruition. For the Undead Nurse outfit, Rippu actually gave me a fantastic concept sketch from Tsumugi's base design, I believe it was. It was like an older sketch that Rippu had done. And it was really exciting to work with because Rippu wanted me to revamp it and put new life into it. So I made it a lot scarier. I added the spiders, I added more nursey parts to it, and the twin tails were really exciting to add on. It seemed like people liked that, and I'm so glad for that. A lot of the inspiration from that one came from Monster High dolls. I don't know if it exactly came across, but that's where my mind was at when I was thinking about the design.
So I came up with the designs for the Chiyo cheerleader outfit and also the Haru Mirage outfit. So for the cheerleader one, I had a lot of help from Shyfruits, as she already sent in a lot of references and inspo pictures from styles she wanted, and also said, I believe she said, I want to have a cheerleader outfit, and I was like, cool, I don't have to think of something on my own, that's great, I love that. So I just went like, the outfit on itself is kind of basic, like it has a top and a skirt, which is like basic for a cheerleader, and I just like added elements I thought were cute, and then was pastel colors because I thought it would kind of fit Chiyo. With the 4-leaf clover, I put on on the bow on her skirt and on her microphone. Also went with the heart-shaped pigtails and the heart-shaped ahoga on the top of her head, just because I thought it was cute, and that the theme with the bow on her top also has a heart, so I wanted to incorporate that somewhere else in the outfit. For the Haru Mirage outfit, it was kind of done a little bit last minute. I think the day before Christmas, something else. It was done last minute out of all the outfits. So because I didn't have a lot of time, I just wrote down some notes. On my phone of themes I thought would fit with Haru in an outfit. I think I wrote down steampunk, merchant, desert merchant, and I just showed them in the Discord and asked, hey guys, those are my ideas. What do you think? And then I got the feedback from Nagisa, Rippu, etc. And it was the desert outfit, something sounds cool. So,
does anyone help Chiyo make the costumes in canon? Yes, Chiyo does actually have a friend that helps out behind the scenes with the costumes. I think it would be too much work for Chiyo on her own. Luckily, being a fashion student, she was able to find someone to give her a helping hand. Do you think Chiyo had a nervous breakdown over the detailed solo costumes? I actually think Chiyo was super excited about the complexity of the costumes and can't help herself when adding more and more details. I think Chiyo would have had more trouble with the costumes that have less details, trying to hold herself back from adding frills, buttons, patterns, and so on.
Where do you get ideas for your merch designs? I like to dig around and take inspiration from other established projects. I tried to give my art a more polished, official look. At least I try to. I usually take inspiration from projects such as Mandori, Denonbu, and Paradox Live, but definitely a bunch more.
I usually browse places like Pinterest, but since I also know Korean, I check a lot of Korean artist stores because they have some real creative stuff over there that some Western brands or places or artists don't even think of. I'm pretty sure I have 20 websites pinned at the top of my browser just exclusively for ideas.
How do you decide on what type of merch to release? We currently want to focus on smaller items of merch due to cost and shipping reasoning, so that's why we mostly have pins and keychains in our store right now. We hope to make our merch inventory bigger as we go on, for example with sweaters or bags.
What app do you use to make the videos? So I mainly use Adobe After Effects, and I think that's one of the most common editing apps that people use if someone wants to get into video editing.
For the NetDream music videos, I only use After Effects, which is pretty standard for video editors. But for other projects, such as the Idol introduction videos and the trailer for Coco's album, I also use Premiere Pro. What was the hardest thing to edit for NetDream so far? That one scene in Forever Race where Coco is riding her car on a rainbow with a bunch of screens behind her, that the screens have this glitchy effect too. We knew from the beginning that we wanted to make that scene, but originally I had no idea how I was going to pull it off. So I spent a day or two researching different effects and doing the setup for the scene and then making sure it worked and then making sure it worked with the rest of the video. But in the end, we really liked it. I really hope you guys liked it too. It was a very short scene, but it was the end of me.
So far I've only worked on Falling Star and it was very much a team effort, so I wouldn't say there was anything particularly hard about it. What was your favorite part to edit in these videos? I think my favorite part to edit in Falling Star was definitely the last chorus. I think the art for the live 2D was really cool and I definitely had the most fun doing that specific part of the video. I think the visual team really captured Coco's energy and I think that was probably my favorite part of the video as well.
I really liked editing 3D spaces, like what we did for the choruses in Wish on a Dream. It can be very tedious, but it's also very fun for me personally. I loved setting up the scene with the sprites of the girls, with the stage, with the lights, with the confetti, and then moving around the cameras. That was my favorite part to edit.
If you could be in one anime, what would you be in and why? I actually don't know. I haven't watched anime in a while, so I don't know any new references or anything, so I think Pokemon, maybe a little bit of a basic choice, but I think it would be very fun to live in a world of Pokemon and just have a little pet with me all the time.
Personally, I'm a big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't know if people are gonna get mad that it's not an actual anime, but yeah, if I were to be in that universe, I would probably want to be an airbender because I just think they are the coolest. And if I had to choose an actual anime, I would probably be in Pokemon, because that's just awesome, I think, to live in a world where Pokemon exist.
Oh, that's a great question. I won't say I never really thought about it, but I don't remember ever settling for one in particular. It's hard because I do like it done here. But if it had to happen, I'd say any of the 1,000 random isekai that released in the past 2 years, where I could just retire and study magic all day long. That'd be neat.
Maybe Asobi Asobase, because those girls are crazy.
I would love to be a gem in the Hoseki no Kuni world. I think I will be a Fluorite.
Without a doubt, Little Witch Academia for me. It's been my favorite anime for years, and who wouldn't love to be in a world where I could become a witch and be around that much magic? Flying a broom would also be a dream come true for me.
I'm extremely biased. I would love to be in the anime Dungeon Meshi. Those monsters look delicious, and frankly, I would eat them all.
Personally, I would be in some sort of sports anime, probably like Haikyuu or Pride of Orange. I played both volleyball and hockey on a semi-pro level when I was but a small boy, and I do love both animes as well, so I would love to be like, I don't know, like a libero for Karasuno or like the goalie for Dream Monkeys.
I would probably have to choose a slice of life anime or some sort of sports anime like Haikyuu, K-On!, Fruits Basket, anything similar to that, because it's modern, very laid back, comical, and as much as I really love thriller and psychological horror, I would never be able to survive that, so...
So this is probably gonna be like the most of basic answers ever, but I'd say Pokemon. just because I absolutely adore the Pokemon series. I love the games, I love the anime. I watched all the anime up until Sun and Moon, and I kind of fell off then, but I think like after Sun and Moon, like the quality just goes down, so it's fine. Pokemon X and Z was the best. Quick note, I would love to have a shiny Furfu as my partner in the Pokemon world, because it's my favorite Pokemon.
SpongeBob.
What is Yoko's favorite drink to order, and what's yours? Yoko loves ordering an espresso martini no matter what time it is or whatever occasion she's celebrating. I personally don't drink as often as the lovely lady that I voice, but when I do, I love ordering tropical and fruity drinks such as a piña colada or a blue Hawaii.
What animal would your idol be? Kanna would be a bear, of course. Her last name is Kodiak, which is a species of brown bear. Although I think Kanna is much more like a teddy bear than she would be a scary wild bear, I think. So solely in energy and appearance, I would say bear.
Oh, 100% a golden retriever. Yoko's always happy and optimistic and is willing to do anything to take care of the Netry members.
Coco, I think, is a soft, sensitive person, while also taking on this aspect of authority. Like, she can be maternal, totally command the room, be reliable, but also really sensitive and moody and squishy. Therefore, I think Coco would be a sheep or a ram of some kind, because they might represent the best of both worlds of being gentle yet steadfast. Not to mention, Coco is a big dreamer, sets her sights high, and when you're falling asleep, you count sheep for good dreams, right?
I have chosen a rosy-faced lovebird for Chiyo, because they're quite silly, quite cute, and the gradient in their feathers reminds me of Chiyo's hair. The colours are quite flashy too, which reminds me of Chiyo's love for fashion and makeup. They have a loud chirp, which gives me an image of Chiyo yapping loudly at the other members.
Haru would absolutely be the Hong Kong grouper, which is a fish found mostly in the shallow seas and coral reefs in East Asia. Why? Oh, well, let's just say that I did a pretty deep dive, pun fully intended, on some marine animals with certain qualities. And out of all the ones, I thought that this one would fit Haru the best. Oh, what qualities? Well, that's for you guys to find later.
So Tsumugi and I both like penguins, but due to her cool, rebellious nature and hot-headed temper, maybe a Canadian goose? They're scary and vicious. Are they cool though? So like maybe a wolf or a lion? I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out NetDream on all these platforms. See you later!